So as the weather turns and it starts to get a little bit colder, well, it's time to start thinking about putting your winter tires on. So I'm here at Midland Honda today to show you what the difference is between the professionals at a dealership and maybe your mother's brother's friend's uncle's brother-in-law's buddy that did them in your driveway last season. The things that the professionals take steps to do to make sure that your tires are on right, stay on right, and perform correctly for you, especially when the weather gets rough. So is it a little more expensive to come to your local dealer? Absolutely, but let me show you why it's worth paying that the first time and not the next time. Every time you roll through our service drive-thru, you're going to pass over our Hunter alignment machine. And this machine, just simply by driving over it, checks your tread depth and condition, as well as whether or not we need a four-wheel alignment on your vehicle. And it's going to transmit that information to our screen and let our service advisors, as well as yourself, know that your vehicle should be checked. So once your vehicle is brought into the shop, we set it up on our certified hoist using 4 direct points of contact. And now these points are not only set up on the correct manufacturer specified lifting locations, these arms are lockable. So once the vehicle is in the air, it's perfectly level, it's locked, it's not going anywhere until the job's done. Let me show you what that looks like. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, and lastly, point number 4. So now that those are set up, let's pick it up and I'll show you what it looks like. And as you can see, all 4 points of contact, perfectly level and absolutely safe. So this is the most safe method to lift and hoist your car and get it set up for your tire swap. Because I mean, you can do this, but you're picking up your car with, well, one of these guys. And don't get me wrong, the floor jacks are great, they work, but if you don't know exactly where to put them, you're gonna do some damage. What have we seen? Crushed rocker panels, crushed fuel tanks, pinched brake lines, all kinds of underbody damage, because you can't just shove that in and go, or you're gonna get yourself into trouble. So these hoists have built-in safety locks that once the vehicle's sitting on them, it's not going anywhere. So we put it down, it's on the locks, and that's the safest thing you can do. So would you rather your car sitting on this, or do you want your car set up on a couple of these guys? Axle stands, jack stands, safety stands, whatever you want to call them. Does the person swapping your tires have these? Are they using them correctly? If they're put in the wrong spot, these can punch holes in the floor of your car, can damage panels. And the worst I've seen, set up on a driveway on a little bit of an angle, when they went to pull those wheels off, the entire car and the stands flopped over, damaging the vehicle. And thank God there was no one underneath it, but there could have been. And we don't want that situation. We want to make sure that you do it as safely as possible. And when we install wheels, we use professional grade torque wrenches that have been properly factory calibrated. Now, we use these to install them, or you could use with, you know, whatever they have at home. And I mean, yeah, cool, they're tight, but how do I know they're tight? Let's see here. I guess that's tight enough. Whatever. Who needs specifications? Who needs safety? I don't want you guys running into this. We've seen wheel studs broken, cross-threaded, wheels left loose, and wheels that are over tight. And the over tight wheels can even cause noise or other problems, damaging components and costing you more. Once again, free isn't always free. So once you get the wheels off, we go ahead and clean this hub surface to make sure that the back of your wheel and the hub mate perfectly and nothing moves or comes loose. This scale can cause the two surfaces to shift, and that's when you get bad things like loose wheels or damage to these various components in here, and God forbid, a wheel coming off at speed. We don't want that happening, so here at Midland Honda, we do this every single time on every single car, and we don't have these problems. Now, sometimes other shops, they're not going to do this. They don't know to do this. And like I keep reiterating, sometimes free isn't always the best price when the bigger repair bill comes later on. Once the wheels are installed, we go ahead and tighten them to the car using an impact wrench and a torque stick. And this is just the first round of torquing. Once they're on the ground, we will get the proper factory specification and perform the correct torquing procedure. Now, I know what you may be thinking, you're over torquing them. No, we're not. This torque procedure is set way below what the factory recommends. You would think that once the wheels were on, it was as simple as torquing it up. Well, that's wrong. The first thing we do is we go and open the electronic repair manual, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna find the torque spec for your specific Honda vehicle. And we make sure that your tire pressures are set to factory specifications. Then we set our properly calibrated torque wrenches to the exact spec for your vehicle. And once everything's set and calibrated to the factory specifications, we go ahead and perform the first round of wheel torquing. And after that first round of torquing has been performed, we actually go and get a second technician with a second torque wrench properly set to the correct specification to perform what we like to call the buddy torque. So first torque's done, now it's my turn to do the second round. And this is a completely complimentary service that we offer here at Midland Honda. A lot of other shops will have you return in 100 kilometers to have your wheels retorqued. By us cleaning them, torquing them once, and then torquing them a second time, we have avoided that step. It is more convenient for you, and it keeps you rolling right. So as the weather gets colder and you start to think about putting those winter tires on, I want you to consider Midland Honda. Why? Well, I just showed you all the steps involved in our process here to make sure your tires are installed correctly the first time and they save you money. Are we a little bit more than the other guys? Absolutely, but like I said, folks, free is not always free. And if you're dealing with someone who doesn't know what they're doing, they slam your tires on, send you on your way, well, down the road, you're looking at a bigger repair bill. So let's avoid that all. Come on in and see us. Let's get those tires on and we'll keep you rolling all winter long.